Okay, here's a quick video to show you how I set this my blades up to grind. What I've done after I've got my knife completely smoothed out as far as thickness, it's even. Most big scratches are out of it. And I've coated the area I'm going to work with die chem just to give me a nice die to work with. So going to use a knife scribe. A lot of people make their own, but I tell you, these store-bought ones are really slick. This one is from Jantz, J-A-N-T-Z. So basically, this is going to set my midline on here, so I know I have a reference of what I'm going to, because once you start grinding, it gets a little tricky to know where you've been. So what I do is I kind of go like this on both sides and give myself a nice deep scribe line. And then if you can see it here, I think it's showing up. I've got a nice reference point for when I'm grinding. So that's the one thing from my midline. Then I also will take, and I like to give myself kind of a reference as far as how high my profile comes up on the blade. So what I'll do is I'll take my calipers here and just kind of scratch it just so I can see it, and then I just kind of hit that line with the white marker as well. And this is all ballpark because once you get going, things adjust anyhow. So this will be kind of roughly what I'm looking at now. I make a line across the top here. So the keys are is you want these on both sides to line up. You want them to line up at the same point so the blade looks balanced. Not only so it looks balanced, but if you grind unevenly, when you're heat treating, you're going to be more prone to get warpage of the blade. So now I've got that all set. I'll let that dry for a few minutes, and then I'll actually be ready to take it to the grinder. So hopefully that helps. Alright guys, I'm just going to do a real quick video just to kind of give you an idea how I profile blade. I'm using a KMG or Beaumont Industries, but a KMG grinder, which is one of the better ones. And I tell you, stepping up to a 2x72 grinder makes all the difference when it comes to grinding a blade. So I've got my blade marked, I've got my center line marked, I've got my kind of rough where I want my lines to come up to marked on here. Brand new belt. I use the 60 grit. You can use, some people will use the 36 grit Norton blades, but I tell you, they really eat metal quick, and sometimes you can do damage by going too far, you know, getting into it a little bit too far too quick. So the process, and I'm just going to say this now because you won't be able to hear me, I use a magnet as my guide, just like that. But basically, you're going to start with a real, I'm going to work this edge right here, come across, and I'm going to keep repeating that. I'm going to get my plunge line established here, which once I have will be a nice rest where I start from. And then I'm just going to keep coming straight across. Some people switch back and forth, but I just typically just finish off one side and then go to the other. So that's basically the process. Give me a second. I'm going to get my respirator and glasses on, and we'll get started. Okay, we should be a go. Okay. Let me get my respirator off here. I don't want to keep boring you with this. So bottom line is I've got 90% of my profiling done here. This side is a nice clean edge, and I always do worse on one side versus the other. I've got nice clean plunge lines here. They're lined up really well. My meet points are good here. So this is good. Basically, now I'm going to just continue to refine it on the grinder here. I'll follow this 60 grit built probably with 100, 120 just to smooth this out a little bit more, because after this comes a hand sanding part. A lot of people skip that, and it shows in their finished product, and I had to learn that the hard way. So anyhow, that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching. Okay, I have my edge profiled. My flats are as flat as I can get them with my equipment. Now I have set this up on my little jig, which is just a piece of oak that's nice and flat. And this is where the grunt part comes in. I'm going to hit this with a block and sandpaper. Okay, just a real quick video kind of showing you the tedious part of the knife. Got it mounted here on my little block, working with 220 grit. Got a little fine scratches that I'm trying to get out. A little Windex helps with kind of keeping the sandpaper cool and lubricating it. And this is the part that people tend to skimp on. But it literally makes or breaks your knife, because you can't go back afterwards and put a finish on it. Well, you can, but that would be stupid. So do it right the first time. That's what I was always taught. I am going back and forth right now, which technically does create little J marks or J streaks, I think they're called. They're just a little kind of squiggly line. So towards the end, I will go all one direction, which helps prevent that. I'm not too concerned about it right now. I'm just trying to get out some of the bigger scratches that are left over from the tooling part of making the blade. So anyhow, this part takes a while. I've always said at least a half an hour per inch of blade. That was just a guesstimate. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but I just truly believe it's do it right now or pay with a shoddy looking knife in the end. You put all this effort into Damascus, which this is, and you really want it to look good. And it's amazing how a scratch will show up. It'll look like a Grand Canyon on a knife. It'll be the first thing everybody notices. So try to get them out now. So after I have this done, I'll make sure I didn't sand too deep and affect my stamp, my touch mark, which is already in the blade. And then I'm basically at the point where I'm ready for heat treat. The only thing I'll do right before then is a process called normalization, which involves heating the blade up to its red hot temperature, basically. I won't go into the technicalities. And then letting it air cool. And what this is doing is kind of settling the grain from the forging and hammering and press operations. It's making it less likely for the blade to warp when I do the final quench and heat treat. So anyhow, you'll see. Maybe I'll remember to do a video when I do that. So this is kind of where I'm at with this now. Let me see if I can get it to show. There's the blade. This is sanded to 220. You can see some significant scratches here, right up in this mark. Also, my plunge line will need to be cleaned in there. You get a few that are trying to get all my scratches going this way now. So I just have to take my time and do this. I only need to go from here out. This part is going to be covered by the knife handle, so I don't really need to worry about that. So anyhow, stay tuned. Okay, quick roundup for the day. This is where my blade's at for the day. Let me see if I can get this in here and show you. So touch marks in it, serial number. I'm starting to work. I'm sorry this doesn't pick up real good, but anyhow, still got several small scratches I'm going to get out of this. As you can see more over here. I just ran out of time because we're going out tonight. So holes are drilled, blade is profiled. Going to be a really nice knife. Okay, that's it. Hopefully someone finds my videos helpful. Thank you.